Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to create a project for Say It With Stamps using the super cute, it's adorable. This is the Slow Down stamp set. There is a turtle. I guess that's not a turtle, that's the turtle. We have a snail, and then we also have a sloth. All they have to do with slow down, which I really need to do because I think I'm a go, 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 and I need to slow, slow, slow girl. But I thought we would create a birthday card. I love the sentiments in here. And there's a sentiment here that says, sorry I'm late. It says, I hope your birthday was great. And I thought that would be cute to create a little card. Now, birthday cards need sparkle, so I thought we'd create a trio of shakers today for our card. So we're going to mix shakers with our slow down stamp set, and we are going to jump in and get started. Let's start off by taking our stamp set, and we are going to stamp just one of the images and maybe a couple of the flowers. I thought that, well, they're all such cute little images, but for my project today, we're going to stamp the snail. To do our stamping, we are going to be using the Say It With Stamps Color Me cardstock. This is premium 100-pound cardstock, and it's great for alcohol inks. And so these are huge sheets, and it's nice because you can use them for a multiple size cards. If you want to use this for slim lines, you can. Your number 6 cards, your mini slim lines, it's perfect. And it's super smooth too, so it's great for ink blending. We are going to trim this down to a smaller panel. And that pack has a really great price point too, guys. Let's trim down a small piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp my little snail here. I'm going to ink this up with some ink that is great for alcohol markers, and then I'm also going to bring in a small acrylic block, and it stamps lovely. You can see here. I'm going to bring in a small acrylic block, and we're going to stamp a few of the flowers in here. I love that they have little accent pieces. There's one with the stem, there's a larger flower, but I'm going to take the one that has the flower with the leaf here. Okay, let's stamp our flower. I'm going to stamp it 3 times. Maybe 4. One's a good measure. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to do a little bit of coloring. The coloring is going to be very basic because the florals on the snail shell are pretty small. But I'm going to play a little music while I color, and then when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. Now we're going to take the coordinating dies, and we will die cut out our images. Isn't it so cute? In fact, I think I want to rosy up our little cheeks here. Rosy cheeks just go with smiles, I think. Okay, let's die cut this out, and our flower. And when I'm done die cutting, we will be right back. Okay, our cute little snail is all die cut out, and I just think that's so precious. Now we need a scene, and to do our scene, we are going to bring in a few different die sets. Okay, next for our background, we are going to be using the Say It With Stamps A2 Nested Arch die set. Love this die set. We'll be using this to create our background. Actually, we'll be using this to create our shakers. And then we're going to also be using the Borders etched die set. This is the number 9 size. But has great hillsides. We'll be using this to create some hillsides. And then we have a 6x6 pastel paper pad. This is from the Say It With Stamps collection. Love this paper pad because you get stripes and polka dots. My favorite type of papers. I'm going to take some colored papers and we're going to die cut out some arches with this. Okay, for our grid, we need a home for our snail. So we're going to take our border die here and I'm going to create an arch on some green cardstock. A hillside, and then this is going to be a little bit on the narrower side, maybe not too narrow, and then I'm going to take this, line it up with my white, and create a slightly larger one so we can layer them, kind of matte our green with the white. So I'm going to do that with our border die. And then I have my cardstock. I chose pink, a tealy blue, and then green to create our arches. Now I wanted to do something fun, so we're taking the 3 smallest dies in our arches here. You'll notice on my dies that I didn't nip off the end pieces. I did that because I like to create frames, and if I keep the end or the wire pieces on the end, it will help me line them up to where I can create the perfect frame. So those little metal nibs that you normally trim off, I keep on. This way we can line them up and create. I'm going to cut 3 out of each color. And I'm going to make sure that they're all lined up evenly. And those nibs will help lining them up here. Let's scoot that up a little bit. And I think that is going to be perfect. Now I'm going to die cut out 3 pink, 3 blue, and 3 green. So I'm going to run these through the die cut machine and I will be right back. Now once I have my my hillside, you can see here what I meant when I wanted to line them up, just making sure the curve is the same and slightly larger. I am going to set this one aside, and here are our 3 arches. Now instead of making 3 different shakers with 3 different colors, I'm going to mix it up a bit and switch out our colors. So we have 3 different colors on each archway here. The same colors, just mixed up a little bit differently. Okay, now after we have this done, we need to create our shaker. So I'm going to die cut out some acetate, and I'm also going to die cut out a frame. And so to do that, I'm just going to remove the smallest of my arches. Actually, I take that back. I am going to remove the middle piece. I'm going to remove the middle piece, and I'm going to create a thick archway. Let's scoot this in the corner so we have a little more room. Evenly space it. And then I'm going to die cut out, I better tape that down so it's straight. I'm going to die cut out 3 of these. And this with the white cardstock. So once I have my thicker frame die cut, and again, that one is with the largest of the arches that we created up here, and the smallest. And then I took the largest that we used for this frame here and created a background. I thought it'd be easier for me to create all 3 of my shakers. and then I can place them on my card base. I just think it's going to be easier. I also took the largest die that we used for our archways here, and I die cut out 3 pieces of vellum. And we are going to create some shakers. Let's shake it up. We are going to start taking one of our thicker white frames. We're going to layer that directly on our background. We're going to take the smallest arch, flip it over. We're going to add some tape behind it, just using a tape runner. And basically we're just using this as a guide to where we can place our smallest archway. Okay, so that is done. I'm going to lift up my frame, lay it down on my second one, and we're going to repeat it until all of our backgrounds are adhered. Okay, we have all of our background pieces adhered to, we have all of our small arches adhered to our background. Now what we're going to do is this basically the same thing. We're going to adhere these 2 layers to our wider frame. Let me show you. We're going to flip these around. Since these are thinner, I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to my frame. I think it's going to be easier to adhere. And then I'll take the largest and we'll add that. And then we'll take our second, our middle frame, and we'll add it here. I love the pattern that this gives. So that's one. We'll put that with this. And then we're going to repeat it with the rest of them. Add adhesive. Add the largest. And our third frame is done. Now I'm going to create one shaker and then I'll do the rest off of camera because it's basically the same thing that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to flip over my frame, my thicker frame, and I'm going to take my acetate. I'm going to add some adhesive behind it. Okay, and then we're going to take our acetate and it will line up beautifully since it's the same size behind, and this is going to create our window. And then we're going to add some foam adhesive behind our frame. I'm going to remove the release paper. Now, I don't want this to shake too much. I want it to shake, but not too much. If you want it to really shake, add an extra layer, double up on your foam adhesive, and you can get it to shake really well. But I just want it, I want to give a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of shake to our cards. Okay, so we have foam adhesive behind our acetate. Let me show you. And then now what we do is we take whatever sequins you want. I happen to have some confetti, and I'm going to just take let's take a thin strip and scoop it out. If you guys need scoops, use your scratch cardstock. And then we can just scoop out some confetti and put that on the inside of the window. This is just like white iridescent confetti. I think it's a nice neutral tone. Once we have our window filled with the confetti, we're going to take our background, flip it around, and we're going to line it up behind our shaker. Press down good, and then there we have some shake. And you can still see the green behind there. It's nice. So it does shake. Now that our shakers are all done, I love the way these are turning out. They coordinate with the same colors, but they're different, which is what I was going for. We'll set these aside, and now we're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm bringing back my stamping positioner, and we're going to make a landscape style card. So that's why my positioner is this way. I'm going to add my green hillside. And for this, I thought I would make a sorry I'm late birthday card. It's so cute. The main sentiment is block and it says sorry I'm late, but underneath it in parentheses it says hope your birthday was great. We have our first part of sentiment done. I'm gonna go ahead and take my second part. I did this in two parts. You could probably line them up together, But I wanted to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm evenly spacing them. I think that's going to work out good. So we will pick this up and stamp this as well right below. And it stamps wonderful. Let's go ahead and remove this, and I want to do a few more things to my card just to make it extra special. So I have my white hillside and a piece of white cardstock. I love Say It With Stamps has the most fabulous pierced cover plates. And this one has like bursts on it. I don't know if you can tell. I think it's great for a celebration. So I'm going to create a background panel, and that's the size of the plate. So I'll use this, but I also want to add some pierced detail to the second hillside that I created. So I'm going to line this up over my cover plate and run this through my die cut machine along with my panel. So we have our background panel. You can see those bursts on there. I just love extra detail like this. And then this is our hillside. Trying to hit it so the light can see. I'm going to go ahead and take my background panel, and we're going to adhere this directly to our card front. And again, we're making a landscape style card. Now that we have our background panel adhered, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my green directly over the pierced detail. And we'll use our tape runner for this. What we're going to do next is take our hillside. I'm going to flip this around and add adhesive to the very top of the hillside. Okay, we're going to take our shakers. We're going to arrange them on our card base, evenly spacing them. And I think that looks good. Let's do this. I think that looks better. We're going to evenly space these on our card. And then I'm going to take my hillside and I'm going to line it up from the bottom corner here. So we're attaching the top of the hillside to our shakers. We should be able to lift it up. And there we go. So now that we can lift it up, and then I'm going to take a piece of foam adhesive and we're going to place it on the back here. And then I'm going to use my tape runner and we're going to add adhesive behind our shakers. I removed the release paper and now I'm adding adhesive behind each of our shakers. I'm going to carefully pick it up, flip it around, and add this to my card base. And line up the corners to corners, and it should be evenly spaced. And then we can press down. And you know what? It doesn't really have too much bulk. But I love the look of those windows in the back. I think it's just playful and fun. We have our stamped images from our Slow Down stamp set, and I'm going to flip over my snail. We're going to add some foam circles behind here. I'm going to remove the release paper and we're going to add our snail. And then we can add a few of our flowers here. Add a pink one over here I think would look pretty. And then I think 3 flowers is enough. I'm going to take my extra flower and I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive behind it. And then we'll put this on the inside. It's always nice to have those extras. Now last but not least, I want to bring in a little extra. We have sparkle in our shakers. But I do want to add a little sparkle to our flowers and to our snail. So I'm bringing in some diamond stickles. And we will add a little bit of sparkle to the center of our flowers. And then we'll do the center of the flowers on the back of our snail too. And there's lots, so we're going to have a lot of sparkle back here. And on that little sprig too, we'll add some sparkle. It's going on cloudy, but this will dry clear and iridescent, so we have a little bit of added sparkle. And then that will finish my card project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. A nice trio of shakers for a belated birthday. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you later on in the fabulous day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.